Wenn du in Zypern ein vernünftiges Zuhause finden möchtest und auch die nächsten mindestens 1, 2, 3, 4 Jahre glücklich sein möchtest, dann musst du natürlich von Anfang an alles richtig machen. Und in den vergangenen Folgen habe ich schon einige Tipps dazu gegeben. Heute wollen wir dazu ein bisschen in die Tiefe gehen. Also, diese Folge ist für dich spannend, wenn du vorhast, nach Zypern auszuwandern und ein Zuhause suchst oder aber du bereits auf Zypern lebst, unglücklich in deinem Haus bist und auf der Suche bist nach jemandem, der dich auf der Suche nach einem neuen Zuhause begleitet. Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Auswandern nach Zypern mit der Familie ab auf die Insel. Ich bin der Rico und schön, dass du wieder mit dabei bist in dieser heutigen Podcast-Folge. Und nicht nur du, also wenn es jetzt rauscht im Hintergrund, dann wundert euch nicht, weil der Gast, der mir heute gegenüber sitzt, macht sich gerade eine sensationelle Zigarre an. Und vielleicht kann ich dir mein Feuerzeug reichen. Seins hat nämlich gerade den Geist aufgegeben. Ich bin nicht alleine und wenn ihr unseren Podcast schon eine Weile verfolgt, dann hast du vielleicht auch schon das eine oder andere Mal gehört, dass ich immer wieder 2 Namen nenne. Nämlich das eine ist Leandros, wenn es um das Thema geht, eine Immobilie auf Zypern zu finden, und das andere ist Nikolas, wenn es darum geht, eine Firma zu gründen. Und diese beiden, das habe ich auch schon in einer der letzten Folgen gesagt, haben eine Firma zusammen gegründet und vereinen jetzt quasi, so wie Leandros immer sagt, under one umbrella. Und das heißt nichts anderes, alles unter einem Dach. Also wenn du vorhast, nach Zypern auszuwandern, du möchtest eine Firma gründen, du möchtest ein Haus suchen, dann ist diese Folge spannend für dich. Das Interessante in dieser Folge wird Folgendes sein, dass wir dieses Interview natürlich auf Englisch führen müssen, weil unsere zweite Amtssprache hier auf Zypern ist eben mal Englisch. Wenn du jetzt sagst, ach du Scheiße, Englisch, das ist überhaupt nichts für mich, die Folge skippe ich mal, dann solltest du darüber nachdenken, ob Zypern generell das richtige Auswanderungsziel für dich ist, weil ohne Englisch kommst du hier nicht weit. So, du wirst sehen, auch mit meinem etwas krakeligen und holprigen Schulenglisch wird es funktionieren, und von Zeit zu Zeit werde ich vielleicht auch das eine vom Englischen ins Deutsche übersetzen. So, aber nun fangen wir an. Mir gegenüber sitzt der Leandros, der zieht gerade noch mal in seiner Zigarre, und dann, wir haben es uns gemütlich gemacht, wir haben einen guten Drink und wollen dich ein bisschen mitnehmen auf die Reise der Immobilien. So, Leandro, I was talking about, das ist übrigens eine Sache, der Mann heißt Leandros, aber wenn du einen Zyprioten ansprichst, dann lässt du das letzte S seines Vornamens weg. Also sein Name ist Leandros, aber wenn ich ihn anspreche, sage ich Leandre. Ja? Okay, das nur dazu. Leandre Mu, I am so happy that you sit opposite of me and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be here, Rikomo.
It's your first podcast you have ever been?
Absolutely.
Okay. In the morning, he was asking me on the phone if he can come like he is, or if he has to go to the barber before, or if he needs to dress up especially. And I was like, no, this day we will take the podcast only in audio, so not in video. But he is. Every time when I see you, you are dressed very well, and you are looking much younger than me.
But you know what the best thing that I wear is my smile.
It's your smile, yes, of course. And it's, the most time when I see you, you're smiling.
that I wear all the time.
And now I'm smiling as well because Leandros brought us a lot of very good cigars. We have a good drink.
Yes.
He has a whiskey on ice.
I have very nice single malt whiskey. Thank you very much, Rikomo. And this cigar is going down very, very nicely.
This is quite long, and I think we have to talk a lot.
It will take us about an hour and a half to get through this, so we've got plenty of time.
Yeah, maybe. So for you, stay tuned for an hour and a half for sure. Otherwise, we couldn't
finish the cigar.
So, Leandro, you are the agent I recommend in our podcast every time to our listeners, because when you come from Germany, you move to Cyprus. For us, it's very difficult. Of course, first step is the language. The language is very difficult. The culture is completely different to Germany. And it's good to have a good friend on your side, to find a new home, because it's not only a home, it's a new life you have to find.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about you. You are in real estate since hundreds of years.
Thank you. That's giving my age away.
Sorry about that.
I thought you said I look young earlier. Now you're making me out to be hundreds of years old.
I have to be friendly in the beginning. Let's wait till the end.
Yeah, so I started investing myself back in 2003. I decided that I should get into real estate professionally. And I ended up getting a job as an overseas sales executive for one of the biggest property developers in Cyprus. And I handled a lot of their overseas activities. I was very much involved during the 10 years I was with the company, with the after sales department, as well as the construction, because I felt the responsibility of, when I had my clients, that my job was not just to find a house, get the money, sign a contract, and disappear. I felt from the very beginning that I didn't build houses, I built relationships. And this was, I believe, one of the most important things, aspects of my success, is because I didn't treat people as numbers. I treated them as human beings that came to trust me with their hard-earned money to find a new home, or a holiday home, or an investment that would generate a genuine return on investment. And so I took my role very seriously. I was very dedicated to my work, and I was very dedicated to my clients. Although I was working for a company, I found myself most of the time, in fact, maybe all of the time, working in favor of my clients rather than the company, because, everybody wants to make a profit, but there's a point where you draw the line where people are making an unfair profit on people. And it didn't sit well with my business ethics, my morals, and my values as a person. So I wanted to make sure that the people that I was serving were going to be taken care of, and they got a good deal, a genuinely good deal. And that was the reason why, through the 2008 until 2014-15, when I left the company, my sales, the number of sales and the amount of millions that I earned for the company went through the roof, because I had all these recommendations from people that I looked after from 2005 for those 3 years leading up to 2008. So I made sure that I looked after my clients, and they looked after me afterwards, because I got so many recommendations to their friends, to their family, to their bosses, to their employers, business partners, and people were just coming in to me through recommendations. And I realized, of course, that word of mouth is the best advertising you can have, and I stuck to it.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it's completely, I can make my signature under that, what you are talking about, because there was 1 year, I don't know, was it last year or the year before? I was invited to your birthday party, and you hired a boat in Laci.
That was amazing.
And on the boat, I think it was 120 people on the boat. And of course, you have a lot of friends and family, but overall, it seems to be 80% of customers.
Yeah, that's it.
So one of the most impressive things you do, that you build relationships. It's exactly that what you're saying. Yeah. You will not, of course, it's your job and you make money of it, and everything's fine. But most of the agents, they find you a house, and 2 years later, when you try to get them on the phone, they will not answer anymore, because they are like, oh my goodness, maybe it was not such a good job. And you bring 80 people on the boat, which are customers, and it's not only that you bring your customers to your birthday party, you want to make relationships and you bring them in relationship, because we meet other people. We meet Germans, we met Austrian people, we meet Switzerland people, people from all over the world you brought to Cyprus. And the thing that they are coming to your birthday party on a boat trip is that they are damn happy with you, with your job, what you did for them, and that you bring them in a completely new life.
Sure.
And we got in contact with a lot of your customers.
Absolutely. I believe that because I don't see my customers as customers, but more like friends that I haven't met yet or that we haven't really bonded yet. And I always like to put myself in my clients' shoes. And I want to make sure that they get what they're looking for, and that I help them to get a realistic expectations and understanding about this new country that they're moving to, so that they're not disappointed, because Cyprus is a really beautiful place. It's a wonderful place to live, and there's some really, really wonderful people here. There's a lot of things to do and experience, and it's good for the soul, not just for the lifestyle. And that's why I think I built a community of clients around me that love and respect me enough that everywhere they go, everywhere they sit, stand, or anywhere they find themselves online, they will, without any hesitation, recommend me, without any hesitation, because they know that whoever is going to reach out to me will not be disappointed.
Yeah. The first, when you hear from time to time a little bit knocking in the background, it's Leandro's hand, which is knocking on the desk, because he means exactly that, what he's saying. So the first time when we met you, you were recommended to us. We were sitting in Germany, and there came a recommendation from our friend Benjamin, and he says, if you want to find a good house and you want to have a good start in Cyprus, you have to contact Leandros. And we did, and we met first time in a Zoom call.
Yeah, that was funny.
And when the Zoom call started, I was prepared for an agent,
some serious
dressed up, serious meeting, something like this. And I met a guy who was smiling, who was open-minded, and he was funny, and he had a glass of wine in his hand. And it was Corona time, and he was like, welcome, just not more, welcome. He was so open and so friendly. And then you arranged us an Airbnb for our first 2, 3, 4 days, however it takes to find a house for us. And we came here, we landed in the morning. We were completely overloaded from everything. And then after 1 hour, it knocks on our door, and I opened the door, and there was a man in front of the door. He didn't give me the hand to say, hello, my name is Leandros, and I am your agent. He was like, you hugged me, you hugged our kids, you hugged my wife, and it felt to make the first friend in the new country. Yeah. And this was so good for us to feel comfortable with this situation. And I will tell you something. We had our rules. What we said, we want to pay not more than 1,200 euros for a house. It must have privacy, because we want to go out naked in the garden. And so we had our structure, and after 2 days we found the house, because we were a little bit overloaded. It was a lot of houses Leandros showed to us, and in the end we said in one house, okay, we take it. Okay, we take it. And he was like, no, stand up and let's go. We go. That's right. And I said, no, we want to have this house. You see, there are other customers here, and maybe they will sign the contract faster than we. Yeah. So we take the house. And he was like, no, I see it in your eyes. I feel it. I hear it in your voice. You are not 120% agreed, perfect with this house. Yeah. You are like, okay, I take it because I don't find another one. And we will. And he took us out of the house and brought us away. And we were like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? We could take the house and maybe we could move in tomorrow.
Well, that's exactly what an agent, a normal listing
agent would do this. Of course,
they see the
you want
client
it?
say yes.
Okay.
Let's go for contracts.
Yes, of
where's
course.
the money? Pay the deposit.
Of course. And this is the difference between you and the normal agent.
Yeah.
A normal agent would say exactly this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's sign the contract. It was, I don't know, I don't remember, 1,000, 1,100. So the prices were completely different
Yeah, sure.
in 2020
Back
to now.
then, yeah.
But you took us to a complete other house, and it was a house which was not on the market, not even in Facebook, Bazaraki, wherever. It was like, oh, I have a friend who has a nephew, and I heard about something.
Uncle.
And we drove a lot of roads, and in the end we found the house which was nowhere on the market. And the house was, for us, it was too expensive, of course.
Yeah.
But you dropped it down
Yeah.
more than 40%.
Yeah.
This time.
At that time, yeah, we managed to get a really, really good deal. And because also, it's one thing that I like to do is I make sure that because I speak the language and because I am local and because I have a serious reputation on the market, people will not bullshit me. So when I tell them, look, I understand that you would like to have this amount of rent for this house, but it's not the realistic amount of rent. And it's going to be sitting around for a while if you think you're going to get this amount. So you either wait for months losing rent, or you come to your senses and you become logical and reasonable. And we go at least with the market value. And when I get them to what is a fair, reasonable market value rent, then I push from there down. And that's why you have to also I take my clients on a journey, and I go on a journey with them on discovery, of research, of finding out, of reflecting on things, of talking about the different options that we find. But I also take on a little bit of a journey the landlords or the agent, and I guide them to a land called fair.
Yeah.
And reasonable, which is not where they started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you start finding things that you see. I talk to them, and I talk to them like a human being, just like I treat my clients. But I let them to understand that, look, they're dealing with humans, and they cannot just be money-oriented. They also have to think about the people they're going to put in their houses, in their investment, that they need good people. And I don't know, I call it a gift about matching good tenants with good landlords. Mm-hmm. I haven't had one landlord give one complaint about the clients that I brought to them. Honestly, and I love doing this because I want everybody to be happy, but I want my clients to be treated fair because they come from a different jungle, a different country, with different conditions, different real estate mentality, and when they get here, they don't know what to expect, or they expect the same, but it's not, and I help them to everybody to understand that the landlords need to be, fairly treated, but you also need to be fairly treated. So let's find the best deal that everybody's happy, because once you do that, it's not just the first meeting that goes well. It's then the relationship is built between the landlord and the tenants, so that when the tenants do need the landlord to perform or come and fix things, the landlord says, sure, I'll take care of that. Instead of, oh no, they're paying too little rent and I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that, and they get aggressive. because either they needed the money and they had to make a fast rent and they accepted a very, very unrealistic, unfair, low offer for him. And then everybody is unhappy because then the tenants also start being unhappy in the house. If the landlord is not fixing the washing machine and you need to wash laundry for your kids, what are you going to do? And then what, you're going to go and have to buy another, washing machine, 500-600 euros when it is the responsibility of the landlord? It's not fair. So we need to get everybody cooperating and having a good relationship with each other so that there are no headaches and there are no problems and everybody's happy.
Yeah. But the only way that you can make your job as you make it is your experience of nearly 20 years. So my feeling or our feeling is that you know nearly everybody on the island. I told my wife, when I go on the street and I hit with a car somewhere in the Troodos, wherever, somebody, and I kill somebody, for sure he will know Leandros Mavromatis, or is a nephew, or an uncle, or whatever. So I think you know nearly everybody on the island. Is it the experience of 20 years in your job, or what is it?
I have a love for people. I love people, and I love to be friendly and to help people, and it's my nature. So when it doesn't matter who it is.
There, I have a good story for you. I will tell it later.
So I really go out of my way to do my best to help and support people, especially the ones that I feel really deserve it, and that's why I've built a network, a huge network of people that love and respect me as well, and are going to be there when I need them, and they're going to be fair and supportive of me. And it comes with years of experience and years of dealing with different situations, with different people, either in the land registry or the planning department or the tax department or the immigration or the law firms in Paphos or the bankers. So I know so many people that anytime I need something, it's just a call away. It's a phone call or two.
Yeah, for us as well. Because, of course, when you come in a new country, everything is new. Everything is new. So from Germany out, we got in contact with you to find us a house here in Cyprus. What we didn't know that time was that we even could ask you to help us to build up our company.
Sure.
So I got another recommendation from another person for a company in Larnaca, and I hired them to build up our company. And you smile, of course, you know what I'm talking about, where I will end. So in the end, it was we decided to go with our German company till the 31st of December, so till the end of the year, so we could close the year in Germany and restart the Cyprus company from the 1st of January in the 2021. And at this time, we lived in our house since 3 months, so a normal agent would be miles away.
Yeah.
And I registered our company, but the company we hired didn't make a really good job because we got no VAT number.
Yeah.
So in the end, it was the 1st of January, and I wanted to restart our web shop. It was impossible for me because there was no VAT number.
To use. Yeah.
So my first idea was call Leandros. Okay, and I called Leandros, and it was the 1st of January. Normally, everybody has headache and
hangover.
Absolutely, hangover. So, and he was like, okay, no problem, let's go. And we went to Paphos in the government, and it was locked because it was Corona.
Yeah,
everything was blocked.
It was within the first few days of January.
Yeah.
And because it was Corona, the doors were locked. There was like
closed.
red tape outside. No entry.
And for me as a customer, and as a foreigner. I was like, okay, we have to go home. There's nothing to do. And he was like, no. I go in there and I bring you your VAT number. And you went in and you stepped over the red flags and through the locked doors. And so you made everything. I never paid you for that. That was your...
I wanted to help you.
Yes.
You were my friend, and I didn't want to see you suffer. And I could see how you were going to struggle with your company if you didn't have that VAT number. And look, I know people in the VAT department, and for me, it's
you know everybody. Yeah. It's exactly that what I was talking about.
And it's simple for me to make one or two calls and help you. If I can do it, why not do it?
It was not the only situation. There was another situation because new country, new life, new rules, new everything. First time for me to go to electricity department to make your electricity agreement for your new house. Who went with me? It was you.
Yeah, of course.
You went with us. Of course, for sure. I will not say you will do it with every customer, because of course you will get customers you are not so.
Look, we do it. We do it for everybody. We do the full service. We always hold all our clients by the hand, step by step, and we help them get through everything until they're settled and established. And
Now. Yeah. Because you build it up, a new company with Nicolas, I was talking about a lot in our last episodes in the podcast. Yeah. Because you decided, because Nicolas is an amazing person.
No, he is. He really is.
He does all our company stuff we make, and you decided to get together and to make all under one umbrella.
Yeah, maybe if you ever invite him for also a podcast,
I will.
He will also tell you the story.
Yeah, but he's very busy every day.
Yeah, I know. But I walked into a company that he was managing where there was a lot of business people, digital nomads, and people coming from abroad. And he said, I went to see a client of mine there, and my client introduced me to Nicolas. And he said, I know you from somewhere.
Of course.
He said, you worked for that property developer for years. He said, yeah. And I said, I'm sure I saw you in international exhibitions. I said, oh, yeah, I went there. So anyway, he said, look, I have to talk to you. I have so many people looking for property, and I don't know who to recommend, who to send them to, because everybody is like a cowboy. And everybody is making me look bad because they're not really looking after the customers that I send to them. And all I want is somebody that is going to make me look good and be on the same level of my professionalism so that I don't get let down. And it was funny because I just put my hand on his shoulder and I said, well, you found him.
Yes, and he did.
Yeah, so he said, okay, let's give it a shot. So he recommended 1, 2, 3 clients.
Everybody.
And I saw what he was doing as well, and I really understood how professional he was. And I felt also obliged. It was it was a reciprocation to, if I had customers that were looking to move to Cyprus and wanted to open up a company, I said, look, I know this guy, he's very good, he's very professional, he knows everything, he knows people in the immigration.
And he knows everybody as well.
He also, he's very seriously networked.
He sent us to Nicosia. So just... Yeah, we are in Paphos. Nicosia is more than 1 hour, 2 hour,
2 hour drive,
drive away. And he sent us to Nicosia to get an appointment for the yellow slips for the kids.
Right.
It is damn difficult to get an appointment in the government for making a yellow slip. And he was like, there's no problem. But I sent you to Nicosia. And we were a little bit sad because Nicosia is fucking far away for us.
For
So in
Cyprus,
Germany, 2 hours is. You usually normally drive to the work in the morning, but
right.
in Cyprus, 2 hours drive, you take a lot of food with you and drinks, and you prepare for a week. So we drove to Cyprus, and we arrived at the what was it? Alien immigration.
Alien immigration, yeah.
And there was a guy coming from the back entry. Are you Rico? Yes, I am. Come with me.
It sounds very familiar.
It was like mafia. When you want to go in a famous club in Germany, you wait for hours in the front, and there come a guy and take you to the back side and bring you directly in. So and he took us through the back entry, directly to the counter. Just make one signature, one photo, and it's done.
Yeah.
And I looked behind me. There were hundreds of people in the queue. They were waiting for an appointment.
Yeah.
And I asked for, where do I have to pay? There is nothing to pay. We did it for you. So this is the way Nicolas is working. Everything is on the table. Everything is legal. Everything is fine. But it's done.
Yeah.
In very minimum of time. And when I look at his prices, honestly, I can tell you, I hired the company from Germany to build up my company. And of course, he knew that I was in Germany. And he says, it's 4,500 euros.
Jesus Christ.
And I paid it, of course, because I couldn't.
Yeah.
So, and in the end, I know it's much cheaper and much better way.
Yeah.
And my sister, she lived here for more than 3 years on the island, and he worked with exactly that company in Larnaca. And she is still struggling with the company because he get no answers, he get no papers. So, and when I call you or Nicolas, it's so damn fast. And every time when we get asked for, do you have a recommendation for real estate?
Anything, because
for anything,
we know so many people.
For anything, yeah.
There's nothing that is difficult or complicated for us. We always find solutions. Yeah, so with Nicolas, at some point, we ended up realizing that about 70% of our clients were actually the same clients.
Yes, of course.
So we decided, because we really got along very well. He did what he did really amazingly. I did what I did, pretty good. Yeah. And we said, okay, let's just merge and put everything under one umbrella. We built our company, and we've been happier ever since, because we help each other when Nicolas has consultations for people looking to set up companies or needing help with their immigration. He says, have you found a property yet? Would you like some help? Just simple, straight, honest. They say yes, they say no. If they say yes, they say, if you like, I can connect you with Leandros, and you can have a chat with him, and he can tell you how he can help you. He doesn't try to. We neither Nicolas nor myself try to sell anything. We tell people what we can do, how we can help them, and we leave it up to them. There's absolutely zero hard sell. We don't ask for decisions on the spot. We say, if you need to think about it, no problem. Don't worry about it. Take as long as you want. And people sometimes, they don't take our service. And that's fine. Maybe 2 out of 10. But at least 1 out of those 2. Some months down the line, they call us back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And they say, we try to do things by ourselves. But exactly what you were telling us on our call, we discovered that it's true. So I'm sorry that I didn't start with you a few months ago, but can you take us on?
Yes, of course. This is the difference. If the landlord get a call from a Cypriot in his language, or if the landlord get a call from somebody who says, oh, I'm from Germany. And in that moment, in the landlord's brain, it's going
like
crazy.
Money.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
This is the jackpot. And this is the next question, Leandros. When we moved to Cyprus in 2020, the prices on the market for villas, for apartments, were quite okay. In one of the first episodes in our podcast, we were talking about. I told our listeners what is very cheap in Cyprus is cars, petrol, and rent, houses, villas, whatever. This is cheap in Cyprus. Yeah. So now after 3 years, it changed a lot.
Sure.
What the fuck has happened to the market?
Well, the reality is that because Cyprus is a small place and there's only so many properties, but when it attracts the interest of countries like Germany with millions in population and a lot of successful people that are fed up of paying those stupid taxes that they get charged and the way that they are treated after contributing so much to the economy, they want to leave. So where are they going to go? They're going to go to a tax haven where there's a low cost of living and they can have a life and they can have more disposable income. They have more money at the end of the month instead of having more month at the end of the money.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they come here, they themselves fell victims to some agents or landlords that were increasing on purpose the prices that because they saw that people were coming from a more wealthy country, they were paying higher rents. So they said, well, if they can afford to pay higher rents, then why should I rent my villa for 1,500 if I can rent it out for 2,500? And people were accepting those. Of course, they didn't know me then, but they accepted those prices. And the more and more people that were accepting those prices encouraged everybody else to push their prices up. So with more and more people coming to Cyprus, that means it's the economy. Higher demand, lower supply, higher prices. The prices go up. When it's higher supply and lower demand, then the prices come down, which is something that we realized over the last 6 months. Actually, since May, the prices have steadily been dropping. Yep. So last year, in 2022, we noticed a very crazy surge in the property prices because of the demand. And we had properties that were 1,200 euros for a 3-bedroom villa with a pool go up to 2,200.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stopped in May. I don't know what happened exactly, but the demand started dropping. We thought it was just something traditional just before summer where people are getting ready to go on vacation and they're more in vacation on holiday mode rather than let's pack our bags and move. But anyway, now, since a month ago, people have started coming down again. The people, more and more people are paying attention to Cyprus. And I would say the prices have stabilized at what I think is a realistic level for this market today. Now, I believe that I always negotiate even at the last minute. Like today, today we had a great deal with some clients that I was looking after from Australia, very nice people, and they're like, but we got a great deal. I said, just wait, let me see what I can do. And even on the last call, just before saying yes, we will accept, and yes, let's meet for the contracts and whatever. And I said, you know what? We feel that it's still just a little bit higher than what we really feel the value of this property is. Can you do something? Even if it's 25 cents, I said, of course you need to make them laugh a little. You don't want to make them feel that they're pressured. But the lady on the other end of the phone, she cracked a smile. She's like, Leandros, I did everything I can. It's the rock bottom price. I said, yeah, but I'm sure you can squeeze something. And she said, let me call you back.
Okay, very good answer.
And that was it. She called me back 5 minutes later, and we got the pool and garden maintenance included.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Which was an extra 250 euros
Roundabout, yeah.
that they were going to pay.
Yes, of course.
But because
You have to hire a pool company, a gardener. Yeah.
Because I didn't stop asking
Yeah.
for a better
And you are a
deal.
local.
Yeah. And so they were just, when I closed the phone, they were laughing. They were laughing. We don't believe you just did that. You pulled a rabbit out of a hat again.
Okay, but honestly, it's not every time it's possible. So don't let's say the people come to Leandros and he will push down every price on the market. It's not possible.
Look, we are realistic. I didn't say that we pull rabbits out of hats every single day for everybody. It's not right. Sometimes we find really, really good deals, people that actually don't know the true value of their properties, and the deal is already too good to be true. Even there, I still, in a respectful way, try to negotiate a little bit more, because the thing is, if you tell them, oh wow, that's an amazing deal, let's go, let's close it, let's shake hands, they start thinking, oh, well, maybe I'm giving away my property too low a price. And then 2 minutes later, they call you back and they say, no, I called and I found out that my property is too low. We want another 500 euros on top. And then you lost the game. So you need to still negotiate up until the last minute, because you don't want them to think that their price is too low.
But exactly that you try to negotiate the price. This makes the difference between you and other agents in Cyprus. Because in Cyprus, it's completely different, like in Germany. In Germany, I have to pay the agent when I try to find a new house. Here, it is usually completely different. I find ads on Facebook, in Basaraki, wherever, from different agents. There's a white house in Tala. One agent, let's call him Anton, put it for 2,000 on the market. Now comes Michael. He puts on for 2,500 on the market. So you have to be very lucky to find the best price for the same house, because there are different agents on the market. Because the agent earns his money from the landlord. So the landlord says, okay, I will rent out my villa. It's a 2,000 euro villa. And then comes the first agent and he says, no. I put it for 3,000 on the market for you because it's worth it. And so the next agent put it for 3,500 on the market. Of course, the landlord is happy to get more money shortly. But in the end, when I call the agent, I know that the agent is not on my side, but the agent is on the side of the landlord to rise up the rent. So there's no reason for him to try to push down the rent a bit or to agree for his pool and gardening included. He gives a shit in it because
that means less money for them.
Yes, exactly. That means a lot of less money for them.
You know, yesterday I was speaking with my friend Savas from school. He's a long-time friend. I bumped into him at one of the cafe shops. I stopped to grab a coffee. And he's like, man, are you still in real estate? I said, yeah. And he said, man, I don't know, these agents in Paphos are absolutely disgusting. They piss me off so much. You know what happened to me? And he started to tell me the story where one agent came to list his 3-bedroom apartment up in town. And he said, I'm happy with 800. If you...
The landlord.
Yeah, the landlord. He said, I'm happy with 800. It's a 3-bedroom apartment. There's no swimming pool. It's in really good condition. If I get 800 for it, I'm happy. So she said, no.
Yeah.
It's too low. She said, it's too low. She said, put it up if you're going to advertise it or market it on Bazaragi or Facebook, she said, you have to put it at a minimum of 1,500 because it's a 3-bedroom apartment. So he said, okay, well, I thought, I listened to her because she's an agent and she knows what she's talking about and she knows the market. So I went and I advertised my property for 1,500. 2 days later, I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'm just, wandering through social media, and I find her advert of my property for 1,200. She got the landlord to advertise his property for 1,500, and she advertised it at 1,200 so that she could get the rental, so that people would see and compare. But she was still 400 euros, 50% higher than the price that he actually wanted initially. I mean, that is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
And I can't believe people have the audacity to do that. It makes me feel sick for the way these people in this industry behave, because our job is to help people come and take advantage of this wonderful life that we have here, not to fuck them over.
Yeah.
From the moment they arrive with a renting of a property that they're going to make their new home.
Yeah, for them it's a one-time deal. It's just a one-time deal, fast, easy, got the money, and then they leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree. It really makes me, and it's funny because I was having this discussion with Benjamin, who connected us and recommended you, and he's like, Leandros, your ethics and your morals and your values as a person and in business are so far above everybody else. You should be charging so much more for your service than what you are, because you are undervaluing what your service is truly worth.
Yes, it's completely right. Yeah, he's right. And this is, I told our listeners in a few episodes before that the way to pay you as an agent is completely different to other agents, because I told it, usually the agent is be paid by the landlord. So
Sure.
his goal is to rise up the monthly rent, so he
And
earns
maximize
more money.
his commission.
So for me as a customer, this is a very bad situation. When I hire you,
Yeah.
you work completely different.
The thing is, we don't just do property. We are like a specialized concierge service for relocating
Concierge
families.
is the right word.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
And we help people in so many ways. So when they buy our service, when they pay for our service, they're not just getting 4 walls and a pool. They're getting everything of what we can bring to the table. Our network, our connections, our help, our support. We carry our clients for years. It doesn't matter whether we're being paid or not, because you know what? If you invest in your clients will be the best investment you ever make, because the recommendations you will get from them are worth hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions. I have been recommended people that ended up buying properties from me over 1.5 million euros, 1.2, 1.1, 1.3. Why? Because I did a damn good job and I looked after the benefits of my clients. I protected them from making mistakes that were going to cost them and their family. And this is where we win, is where we get recommendations day by day by day, not month by month. And we don't have any advertising. We have no websites. We have no landing pages. We
No Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. No.
But also it has brought us to a very good position where we are in the position to choose the people that we work with. We do not work with absolutely everybody. I recently turned down clients that I felt were disrespectful, that they were not, they didn't have a good nature, a good character, and I found an excuse, and I told them, unfortunately, right now we are so busy, we would be doing you an injustice by taking you on, because we would not be in the position to serve you correctly, exactly the way we want to. So unfortunately, we are not in the position to help you right now. Maybe in a few months' time we can talk again. Of course, I knew that they were urgent. They were looking for something yesterday. So I knew they're not
Like
going to come
everybody.
back, months later. But it's really a pleasure to be in that position where you can choose the clients. And honestly, we bring a lot to the table. We do a lot. We are very communicative. 2 nights ago, I was on the computer until 12 midnight sending a report back to my clients who actually had an urgency to find a property. And I said, okay, with the setup of my clients that I'm handling at the moment, I am happy to give you priority because I understand how important it is for you. And you know why I did that? Because they're really, really nice people. And they respected me, they spoke to me, they were honest, they were straight, they were clear about what they wanted. They were very cooperative and they were flexible. They understood that they're not going to get everything 100% bullseye. They knew that they might have to compromise at least 20% on what their criteria is. And when I'm dealing with reasonable people, it's easier to help them. And it's a much more of a pleasure to deal with people like that.
Absolutely. And one of your experiences is that you know about villas or apartments which are not actually on every website, on every Facebook site for different prices. When I come to you with my criteria and I tell you what we are looking for, you have still in your mind 3, 4, 5 possibilities which are not public, which are not on the market.
And this comes through my network. And
this is network and experiences of nearly 20 years.
Of course. And to know who to ask, where to search, which doors to knock, which calls to make. The house that we found today for our clients was not on the market. And it was not going to go on the market. And when I called the property management company and the representative, she said, Leandros, because it's you, I will let you know about one property that we have not put on the market and we are not. But I want you to bring me good people.
Yeah.
And I said, I have good people.
This would be my next sentences, because the people you bring to the landlords know that you bring good people.
Absolutely, yes.
They are not assholes.
We have built a reputation even with landlords. They're calling us and telling us that they have their properties that are coming available, that will be available in 1, 2, 3 months' time, before they even try to advertise it themselves, or before they actually give it to listing agents, because they're hoping that Leandros will bring a good customer
good
for
people.
them.
So, first of all, to bring good people, but even very important is that they deal with you.
Yeah, because they know.
Please make it.
So we use most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time we use our contract. Our contract we had structured and very diligently worked on with a law firm that specializes in real estate and immigration. We've been working with them for years, and so we made a contract that's worded in such a way that it seems that it's mostly in favor of the landlord, but it's actually in favor of the tenants. of the renters. And I explain this to my clients so that they understand, because sometimes when you read it at the first time, you don't realize, you think, well, this guy is representing me. What is he asking me to sign? It's a contract that's more in favor of the landlord. But when I explain to them the wording, the way that it's structured and what it says, they realize that it's secretly in disguised to seem like it's in the favor of the landlord, but it's actually in the favor of the tenant. So they then go, okay, now I get it.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, a lot of people who, especially comes from Germany or from somewhere abroad, they say, okay, I don't want to pay an agent upfront, because the usually way in Cyprus is that I don't pay anything. The landlord is paying the agent. They ended up with a contract for a 5,000 euro villa. And then I come there and I say, okay, when you would go with Leandros, you would pay 3,000, 3,500. Of course, you have to pay him upfront for his service. But after 3, 4, 5 months, you have got the money back. So it's a better deal, or not?
Our clients, all of them at some point, they realize that our service is not an expense, but it's an investment.
Investment, yeah.
Why? Because we don't only save them time and stress and the potential of making mistakes that will cost them in the future, and not only that we negotiate the best deal, because all of this put together in the long term, actually in the short term, they see immediate value and return. But if they were to go without us to do this, they would probably end up paying more monthly rent, let's just say, or get stress and frustration and aggravation that costs them sometimes the relationship with their partners. It costs them in business decisions because they're so stressed moving here that they start making bad decisions. And I've experienced all of this. So it ends up costing them so much more. But for example, just an example, we helped these clients, I think it was the beginning of summer. We found a villa for them. It was 8,500 euros. And we managed to get everything they wanted with the villa and everything, plus the pool and garden maintenance, which was 400 euros because it was a huge villa. And a discount, it went down to, I think it was 6,800. 6,800. Do the mathematics. If you go 6,800 up to 8,500, that's 1,700 euros per month that they saved. Now, they had a 2-year contract. If you do the math...
Yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's do the math. So it's
10, 17,000, 30,000, 35,000 euros.
Times 24 months. They saved 40,800 euros just from the discount that we saved them.
Yeah. And because of you are a local, and because of you speak a complete different language than other people, and then because of the people don't think that they got the jackpot because German people asking for
but
a rental price.
A lot of people think also that their properties are made of gold. No, your property is not made of gold. Your property is not on Cap St. George luxury estate. You cannot go and charge, just because you're close, you're nearby, you cannot go and charge 10,000 euros rent for a villa that you can get the same rent on a high-end luxury resort, the highest end in Cyprus, and you want to charge the same price for a house that was built 15 years ago just because you did a 20,000 euro renovation? No, it doesn't work like that. And then, it's my job to help them come back to reality. And when I do that and they realize that what's important for them is to give it at a fair price and to get good tenants and not to have headaches, then everybody is a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. But the people who are listening now to this episode of the podcast and they are thinking about to move to Limassol, Nicosia, Larnaca, Ayia Napa, wherever, we have to be very sorry because you work only in Paphos district.
Look, we have been able to support clients in their search even in Larnaca and in Limassol, but it's more difficult there because the agents across Paphos, Larnaca, and Limassol are sharks, and because I'm not established there. I don't have a history on the market. Here, everybody knows me, so it's easier for people to understand that they cannot bullshit me here in Paphos. And Limassol is very high-end in prices. There's a lot of rich young Russians that just splash money. So everybody has gone crazy in terms of what they think the properties are really worth. And in Larnaca, it's been the same with all these Israelis moving over there, and they want to get away from the war and all this, and they're splashing money, and people think that their properties are made of gold, and all the agents are trying to cream off of this wave of people that are moving there. But in Paphos, we keep a good control over what's happening because we have a way with the people. We have a way of talking to them so that they are reasonable and they're fair. It takes some work. It's not just one conversation over a phone call. I most of the time I will go and sit down face to face with them and smile and have a coffee and share a cigar and let's get realistic here. Your property is really nice. You can't, of course, make their property out to be shit, even if it is. But you need to bring them slowly round to reality, and that's where you win the best. Well, that's where we win the best deals for our clients. Our clients don't see most of the work that goes on behind the scenes that we do. They don't understand. And, there's no point in me sitting and trying to explain in detail how I said, what I said, to who, why I said it. Excuse me. Because I listened to his story about his son having problem with his girlfriend and his wife not being supportive in the house and this, that, and the other. All the freaking stories that I hear. And, we have, both Nicolas and I have a lot of emotional intelligence. We're very good at practical things and financial things and everything and negotiating. But most of what we do it boils down to our emotional intelligence of being able to communicate really well with landlords as well as agents so that they want to be cooperative with us, because this is where we pass on this value to our clients at the end of the day, and they become repeat clients. They come back to us even 1 or 2 years later and they ask us for help. People live here for 1 or 2 years. They know everything about Paphos. They can go out and they can search on the internet and they can knock on the doors of, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, as we say in English, of agents out there, and go and see properties and go for viewings and see properties and everything. They can learn a lot from us. And from me from the first time that we do this together. But not always. I have to be honest. not always, but a lot of our clients come back a second and third time to find their second and their third property when they're looking to get something, and they know that they don't want to get screwed. They know they don't want to pay over the top for something, and they want to get a good deal. And they want to save time as well. A lot of people, a lot of our clients, actually most of our clients, they are business people, and they have businesses to run. They have projects to organize. And they cannot afford this time wasted of dealing with idiots out there that are giving them fake ads, fake properties, and trying to push them onto something else.
This is one of the biggest problems, the fake ads. You find a very nice ad in Facebook or in Bazaraki, and you say, okay, exactly this is what I am looking for. And then you call the agent, and he is like, I'm so sorry. Exactly this I rented out yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
But I have different
How
ones.
many times we
so
heard
just to get in touch with you and to show you. So, and the most stupid thing is when I get in contact with an agent, he asks for, okay, what are you looking for? Okay, we are looking for criteria: 4-bedroom villa, privacy, private pool, area, payer. Just to call 3 criteria.
Yeah.
And he get back to me next week, and he sent me a villa, 3-bedroom in Thala with a communal pool. And I'm like, what I am?
No.
Am I a client of you? Do you listen to me?
Yeah.
Or am I just a number in your newsletter of 100,000 people in your newsletter to send everything out? I feel not be very good treated from him.
Look, through the very first interview that I have with my clients, because I always want to have a video call so that I'm speaking to both the husband and wife. If it's 2 people, they need to be both decision makers on the call, because I don't like to repeat myself. But when I talk to them, I try to understand what is the lifestyle that they want to achieve. Anybody can find 4 walls and a pool and a sea view, but who is going to pay attention to what is important to your lifestyle? The lifestyle you're trying to achieve by moving to this new country. What is important to you? Do you have sports? Do you do sports? Do your kids go to school? Do you want to be near other communities where there are other families? Do you fly out often? Do you have to be near to the airport? Do you go diving? Do you go cycling? Do you have a motorbike? You like to go on tours? What are your interests? Because we want to try and satisfy and help the clients find a property that will give them the lifestyle that they're looking to achieve by moving to Cyprus. Not just 4 walls and a pool.
Yeah.
And nobody cares about that. No, I haven't met one agent that said to me, oh, that's interesting. You're looking for this, and this, criteria, 3-bedroom, fully furnished with a pool, 2,000 euro budget in Thala. Okay, I'll look. But nobody ever asks, why do they want it in Thala? Is it because they want to be above the humidity line? Is it because they like the views? Are they retired? Do they want to be in a community where there's more retired people? Do they want to be closer to the village lifestyle of Cyprus? Is that more authentic for them? Is that what they want to achieve?
What is the reason for them?
Do they prefer to be in Katopaphos, where they have nightlife and a number of restaurants that they can choose, and the mall and the shopping and this and that? What is most important for your clients? Nobody.
Yeah,
of
course, I don't care about it.
Has ever asked me these questions. Say, okay, yeah, here. I have I'm asking for a 4-bedroom villa, and they send me a 3-bedroom villa without a pool.
Yeah, it's exactly what they do.
It's like, what? And I call them out on their bullshit. I'm like, dude, this is not what I asked you. Pay attention. We need a minimum of 4-bedroom villas plus 4 bedrooms and a pool unfurnished because my clients are bringing their own furniture from Germany, and we need a parking that fits at least 2 cars. Not one car with a stupid little carport that you can only open the doors on the one side, and 3 bedrooms with a spare laundry room. That's not a room, it's a laundry room. We need 4 bedrooms that people can sleep in. They don't, some of them are just plain stupid.
So sorry, we got a short break for for a toilet break because we now speak since more than 1 hour, and we are still on our cigar.
It's still going strong.
But honestly, all the listeners who are still on her way to listen to this episode, maybe you can feel with how Leandros is involved in his. It is his life, so you feel it. It's his passion. It's not a job for him. So you see his blood pressure. You should see his hat. It went from white to dark red now because he's so Leandros, you just said there's no website, there's no Instagram, there's no Facebook, there's nothing to find you in the internet. What is the best way for those who are still listening now to get in contact with you when they are interested in to find a new house or to get food is ready in 10 minutes. My wife's giving me a small paper in the studio. In 10 minutes, okay. We are ready in 10 minutes, no problem. Leandro, what is the best way to get in touch with you or with Nicolas when people say, okay, we are looking for a new home, we are looking for a relocation service?
Yeah. Look, I can give you my email address and you have my phone number. It's.
I don't really want to put your phone number in the.
Well, look, it's okay. You can give my phone number because so many people, just like yourselves, recommend me all the time in German speaking groups on Facebook. And out of respect to those people that are recommending me, I always go in and I write, thank you very much for recommending me. And if it's Simone, I say that's made the post. I write, thank you, Simone, for your interest. If you would like to have a call so that we can discuss, how I can help you, this is my number. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. So my mobile number is public.
So WhatsApp is the best way to get in contact.
I think WhatsApp is the best. It's where a lot of people find me. It's where a lot of people just send me random messages out of the blue. Say, we got your phone number from a recommendation on a Facebook group, and that's fine. I always answer and I always ask who recommended me because I always like to pay respect and gratitude and appreciation to the people that that recommended me. So yeah, I mean, I can give you my email address. You can share my phone number if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we've had so many of our clients say, "Look, you need a website," and I keep telling them, "I don't need a website," but okay. We'll make a website. So we're in the process.
You told me that you will make a website 3 years ago.
We're in the process of launching a website.
Since 3 years.
Yeah. So hopefully soon it will be live. If you want, I can give it to you, and you can. I don't know if there's comments or something or any description in the podcast when you advertise it. You can put the link to our website from there. And it will be something of a general nature where they will get an understanding generally what we do. But then when they contact us, we will set up a personal call because what we do is very personal. And
Yes, it is.
everybody is different. And the only way we can really help people is if we get on a video call and we can understand what they really need, what is really important for them, their husband, their wife, their children, their lifestyle, so that we know how to best help them. And it's really the best way. It's time consuming. It takes a lot of effort, and we are very communicative, and we're very, we don't wait to respond to people 2-3 days down the line. We're, constantly straight away. We're very fast at responding. If I had €1 every time somebody said, "Thank you for responding so fast,"
Yeah.
I'd be a millionaire by now.
But honestly, if you decide to move to Cyprus or to set up a company or to find a new house, Leandros is nearly a magician, but not a wizard. So don't get in touch with him 2 days before you need to move. Maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
it would be a good idea.
Look, we have helped people that were desperate and was last minute. They only found out about us, for example, 2 days before landing in Cyprus. But they said, "Look, we really need your help. Can you help us?" And if we were in the position to help them and we could take them on, we would help them. But as just to keep for everybody to keep in the back of their mind. Ideally, it's best to start searching for a property 1, maximum 2 months before they arrive in Cyprus, because properties move fast.
Yeah.
So anything that we find today, if you're looking in 6 months' time to move, forget it.
It's gone.
And also, it will be the wrong picture, the wrong idea of the market, because the market changes. In 6 months from now, prices are not going to be the same. They might be up, they might be down, I don't know. But, it's very volatile. But it's better to start searching maximum 2 months before. It gives us a good time to have a call, to understand really how we can help you, what is important for the clients, and then to get into a group chat on WhatsApp so that we can start this constant engagement and communication until we filter and make the short list of the best properties that we can find that match at least 80% of their criteria, so that when they're coming down, that we are able to book appointments straight away and go straight into viewings, so that we can help them to find the right property.
And when he means straight away, I can tell you something. When we arrived in Cyprus, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I was very drunken because, it was the day before. It was with all the friends, and it was, it was very sad, and we had a lot of alcohol in the night. And when we landed in Cyprus, it was something like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning maybe. And I told you, Leandros arrived in front of our villa, and he knocked on our door, and then I opened it. I was still drunken. Simone was fed up with everything, and he was like, no, don't relax. Come up, we have to go. We have 5 appointments. We have to go to look for your new house. So we have 5 appointments today. And we were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, Leandro, I think if we don't stop now talking, we will sit here for hours.
Of course.
And Apple Podcast and even Spotify will block me forever to send up the longest episode for a podcast ever. So we are now at 1.20.
Wow, cool. The time has just flown by.
It is, and we are still on our cigar. But mine is over now. And my wife is sitting directly beside me, and she wrote me a letter that the dinner is ready. Leandre, Evaristo Parapoli.
Παρακαλώ, it's my pleasure.
And I will say it again. I get no money for recommend you. I get no money for this podcast episode. It comes deep from out of our hearts to recommend you, to recommend Nicolas, your company, and all of our German friends in our German community will recommend you as well, you know.
Sure.
And there's no business relationship between us.
Sure.
So just to make sure of this. Leandro Evaristo Parapoli.
Bitteschön.
Ihr Lieben. Wenn ihr jetzt noch dran seid, dann kann ich euch sagen, hat es sich mit Sicherheit gelohnt, weil wenn man dem Leandros zuhört, dann weiß man, dass er das wirklich aus tiefstem Herzen macht, was er tut. Und ich kann es euch wirklich nur von tiefstem Herzen empfehlen, auch wenn es im ersten Moment so scheint, dass der andere billiger wäre als der Leandros. Am Ende des Tages zahlt es sich wirklich aus. Vielen lieben Dank, dass ihr so lange Geduld hattet, dabei zu sein. Meine Frau guckt mich jetzt ganz böse an. Ich muss jetzt zum Essen gehen. Ich freue mich auf die nächste Folge. Und damit tschüss, Cheerio und bye bye. Viele Grüße von der Sonneninsel Zypern.